Greetings, Band Warriors. Greetings. Greg is here. Doing some smudging, breathing in that life force energy. So grateful to be here today. I feel like it's been a long time. I haven't been in the studio for a minute, and I'm grateful to share a message. And if you're here today, I promise you I have an important message to share with you, a message of life, a message of healing, a message of transformation, a message of you. Yes, you beautiful soul. Finding the courage and the strength to face yourself, to face yourself. And at the core of that, what it takes is being able to do something different, to do something new. Can you give yourself permission to try new things, do new things, experience new things? You know, a lot of us, when we sit back and we think about our lives and we think about areas that we wish were different, we get so uncomfortable about actually having to say, how do I make this different? How do I change this situation that I find myself in? How do I turn a negative into a positive? Well, here's the thing, you can't. Oh no. Oh no. You can't turn negatives into positives. What do I mean by that? And this is no cap. This is the truth. You cannot turn negatives into positives. What you can do is you can turn negatives into neutrals. Neutral. You want it to be neutral. You want that negative experience in your life. And I'm talking about literally taking up accountability for everything you've experienced in your life, which takes some courage, which takes some, disconnecting from a lot of distractions. And guess what? I don't know when you're watching this, but if you're watching this on Big Game Sunday, as I just saw 222, what a distraction, right? What a spectacle. And you know it's a distraction and you know it's a spectacle if if everyone is telling you that you have to watch this, right? If you want something different out of your life, you need to start going in the opposite direction of the crowds. I'm going to say that again because it's hard. If you're wanting to change your life, you need to like get away from the crowd. If everyone is doing something, if you want something different, guess what? You got to do something different. Don't do what the crowds are doing. Give yourself that freedom. Be one of one. Find the courage, find the strength to be one of one, to be that uniquely created that you do not have to do what everyone else is doing just because everyone else is doing it. Right? Like it's like they say, if everyone's jumping off the cliff to their demise, are you going to do it too? Think about it. We have gotten that lost, haven't we? Right? We want acceptance that bad. We want to feel like we belong socially to something, and yet it's like you need to belong to yourself. And the more true and authentic you are to yourself, the more attractive you become. I'm going to say that. The more true you become to yourself, the more attractive you become. When everyone's doing the same thing, how do you stand out? How do you stand out? Oh, by wearing fashion brands or certain teams and wearing, borrowing all this other reputation that's not even your own, right? How many men and women are going to be wearing hats and jackets and hoodies and shirts representing something that is not their own? Many. The masses. The masses are going to be doing that. And why do we do that? Why? Because we want to feel like we belong to something. Because belonging to ourselves, truly understanding ourselves, truly loving ourselves, valuing ourselves, taking care of ourselves, healing ourselves, that just seems so dumb and boring. I would much rather just be watching other people succeed in their lives. It's the wildest thing. And I talk all this trash about the fanatical thing because I'm a recovering sports fanatic. And if I can do it, man, I'm not like overstating this. If I could literally go from being the biggest sports fanatic on planet Earth, I mean, I used to watch 40 games live a year, all different sports, investing a tremendous amount of my time and my money into being a cheerleader. That's what it is. Right? Cheering on someone else's life, someone else's success, getting frustrated when they're not meeting your expectations. I mean, it's all theater. And yet the most important show, the most important game for you to be playing is the one called your life. Looking in the mirror, not out the window, not through the television, looking in the mirror. I promise you, if you start looking in the mirror, it goes within, right? It's looking in the mirror and looking within. Because just fixing the physical, it doesn't do it, man. You can get all kinds of surgeries and all kinds of bullshit. And it's like, if you ain't fixed anything on the inside, you still feel like shit. And everything you do externally, you do it because you want other people to validate you, other people to tell you how pretty you are, how handsome you are, how awesome you look, how gorgeous you are. You know, it's like you want all of that external validation because you don't validate yourself. You literally don't know how to love yourself, to be the embodiment of divine love within. Because when that happens, it's like, yeah, I mean, when someone gives you a compliment, how many of you seek validation? But even when someone gives you a compliment, you literally disregard it. You can't even accept an innocent compliment. You can't even accept someone being kind to you as if like, oh, they're hitting on me. It's like you can't even just take like just a small gesture of kindness, of love. And again, that's all signs of emotional, traumatic woundedness. That's all about being wounded. And I'm here to help people that are ready to break past that, to break free from the battles and the resistance within, to truly figure out who they truly are. That's what this whole experience is, right? It's literally saying, who am I? Oh, wait, I'm not so-and-so. I'm not the government ID, right? This guy, this is not who I am, right? I'm not the government ID. This right here, this is not me. But you all think this is me, but I'm like, that's not me, dude. That's not me. This is the humanity of who I am, but this is not the essence of who I am. This guy's going to come and go. The person that you're playing right now is going to come and go. What happens after? That's the question. Isn't that the question that we all want the answer to? What happens next? What happens when this person that you think you are expires? What happens next? The powerful thing is you can find out the answer to that question and so much more by going within. That's the whole game. It's to go within your essence, your being, to truly be the true and authentic soul that you are. Yes, I'm still embodied in the humanity of what I've been given, this biological vessel, sacred. But the soul, the spirit inside of me is going to transcend this. But I'm grateful for this. That's why I take care of it. That's why I ask you, just take care of yourself. And I can guarantee you that you're not taking care of yourself if you feel like you need to eat 10,000 calories, stuff in your face, watching other people that are at the peak of their physical fitness. So you need to overeat, overindulge, and then tomorrow, regardless of who the fuck wins, you're going to feel like shit. And again, this is a broken record. This is what you've been doing. You've been doing this for years and years and years and years and years. You've been doing this as a habitual pattern of your existence on this planet, and yet you still keep coming up feeling empty, feeling shallow, wanting more. And yet, if you're not willing to do something different, which is break free from the crowd, if everyone's doing it, that doesn't set that means that it's common, it's normal, it's average. If everyone can see it, if everyone feels they need to see it, then it's just basic. It's basic. It's mid. That's what the kids say nowadays. That's just mid. If you want to be exceptional, right, you got to do extra. It's ordinary. And anybody can watch the spectacle. That's ordinary. If you want to be extraordinary, that means you got to do something different. What are you willing to do different? And what's wild is a lot of you're literally like addicted to this shit. You plan your whole entire existence, your whole life around this shit. And you got to get to the root of saying, where did that come from? Where did it come from? Where did the addiction to sports and entertainment come from? That you can literally just sit there idle, not doing anything. Actually, you are. You're going down. If you're sitting there overindulging, your spiral is going down. You are not going up. And you know this deep down as I see 11:11 here Mountain Standard Time. And it's always your choice. But nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you look back, well, what did you do on Big Game Sunday last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Is it the same shit? If it's the same shit, you haven't changed. You have gotten worse. There's no growth. There's no expansion. You can maybe have physical results. Oh, but you don't understand. I've lost weight or whatever. I've done this. I've done that. Great. Like, you don't need to prove yourself to me. I just know that people that are truly aligned, this is an alignment thing. People that are truly aligned with their highest self, their best self, putting in the work each and every day. It's like when you're in a growth mindset, you don't have to worry about cutting people off. You don't have to worry about, getting sober. You don't have to worry about not wasting your time. When you're in a growth mindset, that shit falls away. It just falls away because you're growing and expanding, and that stuff it can't hold on to you. So the people that are like, oh man, I'm just struggling. You're trying to control. It's control. And that means that there's not real growth. You're just trying to force a state of being for a limited amount of time. And that happens a lot right now. If y'all don't know this, you have Mardi Gras here in the US coming up. I think the big games happen in New Orleans. I've been there and done that, paid the price, gained the 10 pounds in a week. total debauchery. I know it all, man. I'm telling you, when I tell you guys that, one, I was the biggest sports fanatic on the planet. Two, I was the drunkest of drunk motherfuckers on this planet. How did I set myself free? Because I have a problem? No, I didn't have a problem. I was the problem. And what I mean by saying I was the problem is I needed to focus on myself, to heal my emotional state of being. And as I started that growth mindset, as I started to raise my standards and to truly start living life on life's terms, 1% better every day, guess what? All of these things just, they faded away. I had that epiphany. I was sitting there, biggest sports fan ever. I was sitting there watching my team, and I had an out of body of experience. My higher self said, "Man, what you doing?" And I'm like, "Watching my team. What does it look like I'm doing?" "Nah, but what are you really doing?" I said, "Dude, I'm watching my team, and they're sucking right now, so I'm not even in a good mood. What do you want?" And so this is my higher self looking down on me. And what came through, the message that came through, is what I was doing wasn't watching my team. Again, that's such a delusion. It's a delusion. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not your fucking team. It's not your team. When you say it's yours, you don't own a fucking ounce of it. You own no part of it. How do you claim ownership by calling it yours? It's delusion. We have become that delusional that we call things that are not ours, ours. The only thing you got is this, the body. This all you got, and then you don't even get to keep that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's all coming through. You don't even get to keep that. You don't even get to keep the body. You get to keep no possessions. You take nothing with you. You got brought into this life with nothing. You leave with nothing. So if it's yours, that doesn't seem right. You're lying to yourself. And I was doing the same. I used to lie to myself. And that means, guess what? I was lying to others. And when I woke up, I said, no more lying to myself. When I hit my rock bottom, I said, I'm done. I'm done lying. I'm done lying to myself. I'm done lying to others. I'm gonna turn my life around. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. I'm going to do it. I don't need someone to light a fire under my ass. I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. And I know that the people that are attracted to this message, that can sit here and listen to the real talk. Real talk, man. I ain't here to entertain none of you. This ain't about entertainment. This is talking about real life. This is talking about you investing in your life. There's plenty, man, right? You've enriched so many people based on sports and entertainment, whether they're the influencers always talking and doing gags and doing dumb shit, right? You've made them rich. You've made people that play sports fucking gazillionaires. You've made people that are acting and pretending to be other people gazillionaires. And yet, what do you get from it? What do you get from it? You got the same thing that I got from it. Nothing. Nada. It's not you. It's not yours. You're wasting your fucking time. It's a waste of time. If you see your time as being valuable to any degree, you should be ensuring that everything that you focus on, everything that you allow for your time and attention to go towards, gives you a return on that investment. And when you talk about a return, it should be positive. That means that whatever you put in, you should be getting something out of it that makes you better, that improves who you are. You become healthier. You become more self-confident. You become more healed. 1% better every single day. But when you give your time, your most precious resource, you're making somebody else rich. When you're focused on being entertained. Why do you need to be entertained? Because you're afraid to do the work. You, that inner critic inside your brain, right? That inner critic inside your brain, what does it say? Oh, that's boring. It's no fun not poisoning yourself and calling it fun. You know what I mean by that, right? If you consume any amount of alcohol, you are poisoning yourself. How can you say you love yourself? How can you say you care about yourself knowingly by poisoning yourself? Make sense to me about that. You can lie to yourself. I'm done lying to myself. And if you want to know the facts about alcohol being poison, no matter what, oh, a little bit of wine, does the heart right, all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. I challenge you. If you want to reevaluate your relationship with alcohol, specifically, listen to the book, This Naked Mind. This Naked Mind. That book, I've shared it with many people. And probably the most profound transformation that I ever had was a guy that was in his 70s at the gym. You could tell he was always down. He was always depressed. His wife would be there too. And we got to talking, right? I always like talking to the elders that are still getting after it. And he saw something in me and he gave me a compliment. He saw that light. He saw the healing. He saw the energy. He saw the just, whatever it is, man, whatever I'm walking in with, which is just a lot of love. He saw that. We started a conversation. I started talking about my sobriety. He seemed pretty interested. This is a man in his 70s. I told him, you know what? If you want to reconsider your relationship with alcohol, This Naked Mind. I gave him that book. 6 months later, he comes up to me. He's like, man, I listened to the book. My wife listened to the book. It's completely changed our whole entire life. Completely changed his whole entire life. This is a guy in his 70s. So if you think you're an old dog that can't learn new tricks, you're full of shit. That's a limiting belief. You're lying to yourself. You want a reason to be a victim. You want a reason to lie to yourself that somehow this life doesn't matter. That's bullshit. You can make the most out of this life, or guess what? You can just fucking mail it in. Keep doing the same bullshit, crying, complaining, which is about to get me on another rant. Because there are so many things that have you so divided within your own self. Sports and entertainment is one. Politics is another big one. It's huge. If you're somebody that posts political shit, I don't care what side of the political spectrum it is. If you post political shit, right, you have a long ways to go. A long ways to go. You think you're right. Either side. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Your eyes are focused on the wrong thing. You're still looking out the window versus looking in the mirror. My heart goes out to you. If you're someone that literally is posting up political bullshit, does not matter which side it is. You're either thinking you're either full of pride and thinking you're right, or you are full of fear thinking you're right. I mean, whatever it doesn't matter. That shit does not matter. Oh, yes, it does. You don't understand. My whole life is falling apart. It's like, dude, everything has to happen for you. You're filtering it through a victimization. Or a lot of people right now, and I've seen the political spectrum go back and forth. That's why I don't participate. I never will participate ever again in the process, because I have actually run for office, public office, multiple times. I didn't come up a winner because I spoke too much truth to power. I was a threat from day one. Before I even fucking got on the ballot, they saw, this guy, he's got to get taken out. Way too much truth, way too much light. So I at least tried that shit. I at least had the balls to put myself out there multiple times. And it hurt. It hurt because they crucified me. They used everything they could find up against me, publicly. Public ridicule. But I at least tried that. I had the fucking courage to say, you know what? I don't like what I see. I don't like what's going on. Let me go see if I could be the difference. I learned what's really up. I learned a lot about what's really going on, and it changed my perspective. Those of you that are still trying to play the game, you don't got a clue. You have been deceived. You're deceived. Whether you think your team won or whether you think your team's lost, you are deceived if you are carrying the weight and the story of politics. If you are carrying the weight of a team that's not yours, if you're carrying the weight of celebrities and music and entertainers and even just social media influencers that are just there to entertain you, not enlighten you, not speak life into you, not challenge you to become the best version of yourself, to really put in the work. That's what I'm here for. I'm a healer, I'm a teacher, but I'm also a motherfucker that's walking this walk. Not just talking talks. Not just trying to get your likes. I'm here talking real talk. And I'm grateful for every single person that is hearing this message. You are chosen. What are you chosen? You're chosen to become the best version of yourself. And as you do that, your light is going to shine and you will start to make a difference in this world. That's what it takes. Every person having self-accountability. Self-accountability. To focus on what really matters each and every day. Who wins today? How many calories? Who gets the parlay right? Whatever the fuck, man, the squares, all that shit, it means nothing. None of it will change your life. None of it is going to have you feeling like you are the best version of yourself next week. None of it. No outcomes today is going to have you feeling like you are unstoppable next week, for the next year, for the next however long your life goes. The only thing that's going to do that is you disconnecting from the masses, which is so fucking scary because if I don't feel like I can hide in the masses and feel like I belong and feel like I'm doing everything that everyone else is doing, then I'm not going to be popular. Then no one's going to like me. Nobody likes you already. Just be honest, man. There's no one likes you for who you truly are. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts. That's real talk, man. If you're faking the funk, you have to show up as a different version of yourself, and only you know this. But I know this is how I used to operate, and I was really, really good at being able to be a chameleon. I could walk into any room. I still can. Well, I don't know if I can. I shouldn't say that. I actually shouldn't say that. I used to be able to walk into any room and blend in. Now I think I walk into any room and people are like, who the fuck's that? And it's not because of how I look. It's the energy. It's who I am, the true self. It's that open heart energy. It's that expansive energy. Love, joy, peace, courage, love, joy, peace. I don't think I could just blend in. I think people see who the fuck I am. The minute I walk, they don't even see the physical. It's like they have to look at me because of the energy, the vibe. that frequency that I put off. And that's none of this is bragging. This is how we all should be interacting. Instead of the masks, instead of the dumb, shallow bullshit, man. These little shallow shaking hands, just shooting the shit, small talking it. Man, if you still do you still love to talk about other people? Man, did you see the big game? Did you see that player? Oh, those guys suck. That guy sucks. Oh man, you heard about that trade? Oh, you heard about this guy? Heard about that guy? It's like that's all you got to talk about? Someone else's life that you don't know personally? Fuck, man. There is something so incredible inside of you that is worth talking about. And that's why I'm here. Because I found something incredible inside of me. And guess what? If it's inside of me, it's inside of you. That's why you're here. If it's inside of me, it's inside of you. We are connected. We all have this life force energy. Here's the cool thing though. There's gifts inside of you that I don't have. There is a gift that was put inside of you. One of your purposes, one of the greatest purposes for you to be able to accomplish on this planet isn't to go make $1 million or to see your team win 5 times, whatever, championships. That's not it. Right? It's for you to win the championship of this life. Of this life. And I say this life because I am a believer that you've had many lives. And if you're not ready to do the work this life, guess what? It'll be there next life or 10 lives from now or 100 lives from now. Whenever you're ready, man, like it's going to be there for you. I'm in no rush for you to like do the work. You do the work when you're ready. That's the truth. No one does the work until they're fully ready. That's it. If you're ready to do the work, man, I've been sending these out. Join the movement of people all over the world. This ain't even local. I'm here in northern New Mexico. I've been shipping these puppies all over this beautiful planet. The 1% Better Everyday Journal. Volume 1. 91 days. 91 days of really starting to learn how to cultivate self-accountability, sorting through all the problems in your head, all the problems in your life, getting them out of here, writing them down with one of these beautiful 4-color results kill excuses pens, writing down all the things in your head, all the ideas, all the worries, all the problems, all the sadness, all the anger, all the fear, all the doubt, all the shame, all the guilt. Get all that shit out. This is how you heal. It's by processing, by acknowledging, by working on yourself. By not cheering on other people. And the success stories that have been coming out of the 1% Better Everyday Journal, right? Order yours today. There's a link down below in the description. I'd love to send you that. It's an incredible resource. There's nothing like it. Nothing is like it. It has everything from self-accountability, goal setting, what I like to call things that matter to you every month, every week, and every single day. Starting your day off with positive affirmations, positivity, reflecting on the things that you're doing good in life, things that you can do a little better. It's just self-accountability. Ain't nobody gonna rescue you. So when you start to hold yourself accountable by investing in yourself, right? This is an investment. This is an investment of money, but it's going to be an investment of time. We all want a quick fix. But this right here is 91 days of commitment, of transformation. Clearly, it supports this channel. If this channel is supporting you, right, why not be a part of that reciprocity? It's greatly appreciated. Everyone that's been purchasing the 1% Better Everyday Journal, right? Got a sticker, got the pen, and it really is an opportunity for you to unlock something that's really special inside of you. Start to reprogram your negative thinking. Really start to incrementally, at a micro level, be able to start building self-confidence by setting yourself up for success each and every day. It's an incredible thing. It's what helped me get to this place. 13 years in the works. I used to be the biggest fanatic. I would never miss a game. I mean, I'm talking wall to wall to wall sports talk radio, watching the highlights, right? Checking the internet, watching the games, going to the games. I mean, wall to wall to wall to wall. How in the hell did I disconnect from all that? On top of just getting drunk as fuck. I can't even say I remember half of the games because it was always about getting drunk too. Can't forget about that. Getting drunk, getting high, overeating. Definitely had the results that showed that I definitely was not taking care of myself. I was more consumed with being entertained than putting in the work, building myself up, having a high standard of living, and realizing that everything that I do, everything you do, it matters. Everything you do matters. Everything you do counts. So every single day you get a blank slate. You have a win column and you have a loss column. If your team wins, I'm telling you that does not go in your win column. If while watching your team win, you overeat, you overindulge, right? That goes in your loss column. If while watching your team win, you have like a treadmill or you're literally doing cardio for like 3 hours watching the game, then I'll give you a win there. You get the win, right? That's winning. Doing cardio, right? Eating healthy food, but you're out there busting your ass. You know, you've burned 1,000 calories watching the teams play. There, I'll give you the win. You get to win there. But just sitting back, just drinking, eating, smoking, whatever the fuck, that's losses. And here's the thing, every single day, that scoreboard of your life gets reset. And so then when you look back at your last week, the last month, the last year, the last 10 years, every single thing you have done has counted. And what you are reaping right now is the cost of the things you have chosen to do. And most of us aren't happy with our results. Where do you think the whole mantra results kill excuses came from? It came because I was the biggest motherfucker with the biggest excuses in life. And it took me hitting not one rock bottom, not my first DWI, not my second DWI, but finally hitting that rock bottom moment, getting arrested for domestic, that I said, I'm done, man. I'm done bullshitting myself. I'm done hurting myself. I'm done walking around and identifying as a broken man. I'm like, if I consider myself broken, I'm going to figure out how to fix this shit. And guess what? I've done just that. And that's what I'm trying to inspire you to do too. Because if I can do it, you can do it. If I can break up with my team, you can break up with yours. If I can never, like, I literally got asked, are you going to watch the big game? I'm like, dude, I cannot remember the last time that I didn't care about what I was doing, that I could say, yeah, let me sit here and for hours watch someone else do their thing. Again, the outer body experience, what came through to me, I wasn't watching my team. What I was doing was watching other men or women work. And by doing that, that energy is giving them success. And I needed to shift that paradigm. I needed to stop giving my energy to someone else's success. And I needed to start looking in the mirror and saying, what can I do? What can I learn in order for me to have success on a personal level, to be the team captain of my team, to be a role model? And from that moment forward, I was just like, I don't give a I stopped caring. It was easy. It was easy. Other than the fact that it took me learning the hardest lessons. And if you're somebody that's hearing this message but not responding to this message, I hope that you learn your hardest lesson very soon so that you can get started on the path that leads you towards becoming the best version of yourself. And I promise you that when I ask people, especially my one-on-one clients, when I ask them, give me a list off every quality that you can imagine is the best version of yourself, your truest self, your highest self. List off that. That's a great question. If you list off, here's the crazy thing about listing off everything that you can imagine, visualize, sense is your highest self. Nowhere in there is it still an angry person? The highest self isn't a drunk person, isn't someone that has chemical codependency, isn't somebody that's like, even a bigger fan, going to more games, wearing more jerseys for shit that's not theirs. Like, none of that is what people talk about. People talk about strength, being honest, authentic, loving, kind, generous, stoic. What do you see in your truest self? Upright, loving, caring, happy, joyful, peaceful. We all have the same list, and it's not, oh, I'm chemically dependent, I'm broke, my highest self is a broke person, my highest self is an angry person, a sad person, a grieving person, right? My highest self is somebody that's, grossly overweight, doesn't have any discipline. No one's higher self is that. So I hate to be the one that shines the light on the situation, but you are suffering right now by being the lower self. You're filled with grief, you're filled with shame, you're filled with apathy, you're filled with pride, you're filled with anger, you're filled with sadness. Based on what? Everything that you've experienced. But I'm here to wake you the fuck up. So when you say your old self, like, how do you let go of your old self? Right? You first need to be able to realize, take an inventory of who that old self is. And usually it's somebody that's, again, angry, sad, guilt-ridden, grief, shame, a lot of pride, contracted, suffering mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and even financially. And then you need to be able to look at, well, who is your higher self? The higher self isn't attached to all of these things. But what you need to do is the process that I've laid out here. And if you haven't yet, download the app. Results Kill Excuses. Type in those 3 magic words into your app store. And I still have the first 5 courses. These are courses of self-discovery. This is step 1. to changing your life. There's no magic tricks. There's no quick fixes, right? I've tried to make this as quickly as possible because what I've been able to do in 13 years, through all the gifts, through all the talents and the things that I have in my bag of tricks, I've been able to consolidate and condense the amount of time, the mystery of what it takes for you to start figuring yourself out. So to go from self-sabotage, self-loathing, self-abandonment, self-destruction, right? To go from that to self-mastery, the first step when you're like, okay, man, I'm sick and tired. I'm going to come peacefully. Or maybe you just hit your rock bottom and you're like, I'm just sick and I can't be this way no more. I need something's going to change and I'm ready to do it. I'm ready. I'm ready to do the work. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. When you're ready to start doing the work, the self-discovery. And what are you discovering? You have to discover who you are, your true self. This whole healing is really identifying, as I see 1144, and that 144 is a powerful number for me. But here's the thing. This whole experience is about you awakening to your true self. Well, who's your true self? I already said it's not the ID, right? It's not the ID. That's not your true self. I know you think it is, right? To be the guy or the gal saying, "Oh yeah, there's my true self," right? That's who I am. That's my ID, or to say, "Oh, you don't understand. I'm a this fan for life." It's like, that's not your true self, man. That's not your true self. None of that goes with you. So that can't be your true self. When I hit my rock bottom at 41 years old, I should say 41 years young, coming out of a 21-year marriage expiring, when I hit that rock bottom, one of the first questions I asked, who am I? Because guess what? All of the false identity was gone. I was no longer so-and-so's husband. I was no longer this. I was no longer that. It's all gone. Which left me all like free falling, saying, who am I, dude? If I'm not that, who am I? And that's what's got me here. I can show you all this, We were all given a name. Some of us were indoctrinated with religion, and all of that is falling by the wayside, right? And the thing is you have the answers inside yourself. Here's the problem. Everything I'm talking about is spiritual. It's not religious. I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about the true essence of who your soul is. Your soul. Your soul. When you start to see people as souls, not just as their color of skin, their age, their height, their gender, their whatever the fuck we're trying to confuse each other with. Get past all that and you just start seeing souls. We're all equal. All souls are equal. Age doesn't make your soul better or less. We're all equal at the soul level. It's all equal. No one's better. No one's being hurt. No one's being harmed. No one's being persecuted. No one's a victim. I know that's so hard to believe, especially, again, I've been talking about, if you're so caught up on the politics, you need to free yourself, man. You need to free yourself. If you're caught up on the politics, whether you think you're cheering for the winning team or whether you think your team got their asses kicked, you're in the wrong headspace. You're in the wrong energetic space. Even if you're talking religions, division of religious ideologies is all wrong. We're all equals on this planet at the soul level. It's only through the ego that we want to differentiate, that what we do as humans is we look up and we feel bad, right? Because we're like, oh, they're lucky. And we look down and we say, well, I'm not as bad as that. So I guess I can be fine where I'm at. And that is what sets in with a lot of complacency, because you act as if you're helpless, like you can't get better, and that's bullshit. Every single one of us, your number one purpose, I'm going to repeat that because a lot of you don't hear this right. Your number one purpose, if it's the number one purpose, that means you have other purposes on this planet, yet other responsibilities. But the number one thing for you to do is to become the best version of yourself. You can only become the best version of yourself, or the truest version of yourself, by healing your emotional, your spiritual, your mental, your traumatic wounds. You have to go back in time. You have to be able to go through that process, and that takes acknowledgement, acceptance, and forgiveness. Yes, you need to forgive energetically. This is an energetic process. It's you and you. There's no other person. You don't need to go crawling back to people that hurt you and say, oh, I'm so sorry you hurt me. We want to create that as another reason to not have to do the work. Fuck that. I'm never going to forgive those people. It's like, dude, you and that person agreed to hurt each other before you were put on this planet. And I know that talk starts to get kind of esoteric, but think about it. The people that have hurt you the most, are they strangers, or are they people that you know, that you say you love, that you grew up around, your family, your intimate partners? Who has hurt you more on this planet? People that are close to you, or total strangers? It's been close people that have hurt you the most. So then why would it be so far-fetched to believe that we're soul tribe, and that in your spiritual body before you came onto this planet, that as a soul tribe, as soul partners, soul mates, not just romantic, platonic, like soul tribe, that you didn't come up with a plan saying, hey, we're gonna link up in this life, unbeknownst to ourselves, fully, because we're gonna be fully in our humanity. We're gonna hurt each other, and that experience is what we need to grow so that you can become the truest self. And that part I don't understand. I don't understand why we're so bored in the spiritual realm that we just keep coming. We have to come back to the density of this earth to play out these games and this pain and this suffering, to transcend all those emotions, those heavy emotions, to be able to transcend all that, set it free, to fully become your truest self, which is still an embodiment of a soul having a human experience. But when you get to that level of truly seeing people, it's like there's no judgment. That's one of the biggest measures of if you're really healed. There's a lot of people out there that claim to be healed, but I guarantee you, if you ever want to test somebody's healing, even test your own bullshit, right? You know in your heart of hearts if you still judge people about anything. If you're triggered about politics, that's why I'm talking about politics, because I see it, man. There's just division everywhere. If you're still thinking that your political philosophy or ideology needs to triumph for everything to be okay, you're not. You are a very wounded person still. You are still lost in the density of this physical reality. There's no right or wrong. It's just everything that you are experiencing in the physical world is a reflection of what's really inside of you. So that division, right? When you hate one political thing versus the other, it's inside of you. You're divided inside. And here's the sad thing. This is where, okay, you guys got to hear this if you're ready to hear this. The more anger, the more hatred, the more just gnashing of your teeth, the more triggered you are about somebody or how someone operates, right? Do you know what I'm going to say next? It's inside of you. That whatever that person represents to you, that triggers you, that gets you so caught up, it's in you. I truly believe what I'm about to say, and this might offend you, but there are people that I have talked to, and they are so repulsed about a certain political person, historical person. These are just terrible people. And I'm like, the fact that you are so uneasy and emotionally manipulated about that person, I am willing to bet that if we were to literally go back throughout your Akashic records and see your lifeline, the lives you lived, you were probably that person in a different life. If you don't believe that, if you think that's full of shit, I'm not here to change your mind. I just know that in my own heart of hearts, I can see all things now. And I don't have judgment. There's no judgment. I'm not moved when this is happening and I'm not moved when that's happening. I just hold space. I'm just trying to be a beacon of light for those that are ready to start doing the work. For those that are truly ready to become their best self, to let go, to disconnect. And today is one of the most incredible days to do that. And by today, I mean any day. Any day you're watching this is the best day ever for you to do it. But a day like today is even more significant because the draw for the spectacle, the distraction is at the greatest, I think, throughout the entire year. Today is the biggest day that you need to set aside your life and to focus on something that has nothing to do with you, that will not make 1 ounce of improvement in your life. But yet, we're talking about energy. The greatest flex you could have is to disconnect from that, is to not watch it and don't watch. And, the sad thing is there's a lot of people that are saying, I'm not watching it because of political things. It's like, dude, you are still lost, man. You're so lost. You're still so lost. To not do something because of a political thing, dude, you're manipulated. You're deceived. What are you going to do with your time then, man? To abstain from something because a political thing or someone else is telling you, hey, don't go do that. I'm telling you that as I started to heal, as I started to grow, again, I used to be the biggest fanatic. I threw away all my jerseys. I don't have any of this shit, man. The harnessing your energies through the breath work. Any sports. Anytime you're watching someone else for entertainment purposes, some of you say, oh, it's because I'm competitive. It's like, whatever, dude. We all have a lot of work to do. And we think that, the beautiful thing is that you do get to choose, right? If you don't want to do the work this life, then you'll do it next life. I'm at peace with that. But I know that you're going to embody a lot more suffering throughout the rest of this life, right? Just as long as you can conscientiously accept that, to say that if you avoid the work, and by the work, I'm talking about the emotional heavy lifting, healing your emotional wounds, truly getting mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically healthy, taking care of yourself. And all of the pieces fit together. What you eat, what you drink, what you ingest, what you think, how you feel, what you worship, where your faith is, all of this stuff interconnects. And so many of us have been told, oh, just focus on this piece and don't worry about the other pieces. And it's like, you still feel like shit. Oh, only get the bag and then you'll feel better, and then you still feel like shit. We're getting to an age right now, it's happening, where you have to be true and authentic to yourself, the complete version of yourself, the true and authentic version. And what that takes is the embodiment of really identifying that you are an expression of love. This whole universe is held together by love. You are an expression of love. But yet, what you think, what you do, does not maintain the integrity that you truly do have conscientious understanding that what you do matters. And you're either showing yourself love or you're harming yourself. And for some reason, we've been deceived that somehow harming yourself in the name of having fun is acceptable, and you have the free will to do that. So keep doing that if that's what works for you. But at least have the conscientiousness to say, you know what? I know I'm harming myself. I know my life is not going to get better. It's going to get worse because we're working in spirals. Round and round broken records isn't just flat. You are going down. And you could be going up. And that's 1% better every day. It's living life with intention, a growth mindset. No days off from doing life. And so many people are so worn out to live for the weekend. You're programmed to live for the weekend, live for the happy hour, live for all the spectacles, that it's like these are not moments of fulfillment. None of these things fill you up and keep you full. If you want to be filled up and kept full, you need to be living life with intention. You need to be reprogramming your mental and emotional and spiritual state of being from the negativity into the positivity, growth mindset versus fixed mindset. But yet this is not fully popular yet, right? We know what's popular. We know what everyone wants to do today, what everyone's planning to do today, what everybody has to do today. And then you're going to show up tomorrow. Most people say, oh yeah, Monday after the big game should be a national holiday. Why? Because you fucked yourself up. You watched a game and you need a day off of work? What the fuck? No way, really? That's how bad you are to yourself? That's how much you love yourself? That by watching a game, you literally destroy yourself, that you can't function normally the next day. Wow. Man, I love all this. I love how much people truly take care of themselves, love themselves, invest in themselves, do the work. It's incredible. It's so beautiful. I know this ain't popular. And I know that's why I'm here, because I can take that, right? I can take the heat, right? I can take people being triggered and getting upset at me, acting as if it's me, but it's really you. You're upset with yourself. Because the other thing that's not true, I mentioned a story earlier about me sharing a resource with a guy in his 70s, and it changed his life. He's living a sober, happy, healthy lifestyle now, authentically, in his 70s. So those of you that are like, I'm an old dog, I can't learn new tricks, or it's too late, man, I'm already a creature of habit, all these limiting beliefs, right? And it's all a need for what? To feel accepted, to be a part of something. But if what you're a part of, again, it's that analogy. If everyone's jumping off the fucking cliff to their demise, you're going to do it too? If everyone's saying, hey, the way you have fun is drinking poison, and yeah, that's how we do it here. It's like, fuck, really? Drinking poison, great. Yeah, let's drink poison. That's wonderful. So many people. Drink some poison, man. Yeah, drink poison. Keep poisoning yourself and saying that that's the only way that you could have fun. I'm telling you, man, I have learned. I was the biggest drunk. I have learned there is nothing that compares to me waking up sober, getting high on life, getting wasted on nature, being outdoors, being healthy, working out, exercising, eating healthy food, touching the lives of other people, speaking life into other people, just showing up, enjoying nature, man. Like, it's just the most incredible thing. If when I was living a life where I was a sports fan and a drunk, if that was somehow better than how I wake up now, I would go back. I would go right back to that. I want to feel the best. I want to feel the best. And I have that as an example. I can look back and say, I had some good times, but fuck. That ain't that ain't it, man. This is it. This is it. Right? So it's sort of like y'all think party over there, fuck me over here. It's like, nah, man. Nah. Nope. You go think what you want. I am telling you through my own lens, through my own experience, what I used to put myself through thinking that was fun. That was a fucking nightmare. And I'm grateful that I woke up. And I'm grateful that I was given an opportunity to turn my life around, to truly become the best version of myself. That I didn't give up. Because I absolutely, real talk, man, thought many days, I can't take this no more. The pain, the suffering, and that's what's really going on here. You're so lost in the story of this life and the pain that you have experienced that you have given up. Even though you're still alive, you've given up. And I'm here to tell you that you need to get up, dust off, and keep going. You ever seen that meme where there's two guys, right? Like underground, and they're chipping away towards like this, big old like gold vein, right? And there's just, one guy just fucking swinging away, and he gets tired because he's just like, man, it's just dirt down here. And he gives up, and he's just like right there, man. He's like 2 hits away. Another guy just keeps going, man. He just keeps going, and he hits the gold. How many of you were that close to hitting gold? And when I say gold, I'm not even just talking material. I'm talking about really being able to go all in on you. How many of you are that close, but you've given up? Because it didn't happen. It didn't happen fast enough. It didn't happen quick enough. The one thing I've experienced along this 13 years is rarely have the things that I have dreamed of, envisioned for my life in terms of success, rarely have those things gone according to the exact way that I needed it or expected it or had dreamt it to happen. And that's a part of this experience. That's where you have to tap into that spirituality and to that faith, and to find that there is something called divine alignment. There is something that's like divine timing. And one of the most powerful things that helps you to keep receipts is to journal every single day. Most of y'all think you're supercomputing your existence in your head. And that's why you're so fucking overwhelmed. That's why you're feeling so stuck. That's why your life just is moving way too fast. Because you can't keep up with everything that's going on. And yet, there's a reason why they say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Because this pen right here will empower you to truly become the author and the editor of your life. And by saying that, when you find the courage to look in the mirror, to do a real deep dive of all the experiences of your life. And most of us, we need to go back down memory lane in the time machine and uncover all the darkness, all the bad things that have happened to us, right? And you usually need to go person by person. So you need to kind of like re-tap into all the bad experiences that happened to you between you and your mom, you and your dad, you and siblings, you and grandparents, you and, kind of that immediate family that were there. And then you start going beyond that to, school and teachers and just, friends and other people. And then you start to get towards relationships. Like, you got to take this inventory of your life. You do not know it. You think you know it. You think you have it all figured out. You think it's so far in the past that it's gone. Ah, man, that's not even important no more. What are you talking about? That was 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 70 years ago. Time doesn't heal. Time doesn't make it go away. You swept it under the rug. You've been stomping all over it, but it still has total power over your life. And yet you're this close to the gold. This close. And it's literally the difference between looking out the window, watching what everyone else is telling you that you need to watch, worrying about what everyone else is telling you need to worry about, versus saying, you know what, there's a fucking really dusty mirror that's covered in all kinds of shit. I need to clean this mirror off, and I need to start looking in there. And I need to just hold my focus there. And the most beautiful thing is that when you lock in to looking in your own mirror, yeah, you're not going to like what you see at first. It's going to be painful. It's going to reawaken some real deep hurts. But that's why you got to go in there without judgment. It's good to go in there with support, right? If you need support and if you're ready to do the work, reach out to me, greg@resultskillexcuses.com. 3 requirements: schedule the appointment, tell me something about you, and show the fuck up. But it's scary. It's not entertaining to go and look at all the bad things that you've been through. And someone must have told you along the way, we must have told ourselves that, oh, that stuff's gone, or it doesn't matter anymore, just move on. When I don't know anybody that teaches, it's happening more now, but definitely in the past, like 100 years, very few people were teaching about how to heal and process your emotional trauma from your childhood. Very few people teaching that, right? That's why we have so many people dying from overdoses. That's why we have so many people overweight. 50% of men overweight. Why? Because you're eating your emotions. 2,000 men every single day kill themselves. Why? Why are men killing themselves? 2,000 every fucking day, man. Why are they doing it? Because their team lost? I don't think it's because of the team losing. I can tell you that you attaching your emotions to a team that sucks, which they all lose in the end except for one team, and then it gets reset, and then so it's like everyone feels like a loser at the end except for one small group. Fuck. And even then, it's fake. It's not their team, so they're just really delusional, thinking it's their thing, thinking they have stock in that, thinking that, the reason why people think they have ownership in this is because you're investing your attention, your time, which is your valuable thing. So your return on that investment is this pretending that you have ownership, pretending it's yours. And it's like, dude, it's not. You're lying to yourself. It's not yours. You don't. It's pretends. Go look in your bank account. See if there's any direct deposit in money flowing into you from all that time that you've invested. Is any money coming into you from all of the invested time that you've put on watching said team play? Where's the return? There's nothing. But the one thing where I guarantee you will always have a return on your investment is investing in yourself. Investing in your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health, even your financial health. You'll get a return on that investment. A lot of us were not taught how to manage money well, correctly, invest our money. We work for our money. We're told to work for your money and get a next job and a next job. None of that shit's going to ever get you free. None of that shit's ever going to make you rich. You have to learn how to invest so that your money can work for you. But we lack financial literacy. We lack emotional literacy. And we're afraid to actually like admit that, wait, I don't know these things, but I'm an adult. So, you know, can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's like, all right, bro. Okay. Don't want to teach you any new tricks. Just want to help you to become the best version of yourself. And that takes a lot of time and attention. Time and attention that you do have, but you just the issue is the priority. You haven't made investing in you a priority, a serious priority. So I'm gonna keep getting on here. Just even based on what a few people write. But in my heart of hearts, I know that there's a lot of suffering on this planet. I see it, I feel it. And if I can help even just one person today eliminate their suffering. And by doing that, what I'm talking about is transcending your anger, your sadness, your pain, your guilt, your sorrow, your grief, your pride, your apathy, which is all suffering. And that's the one thing. If you're not willing to put in the healing work, to ask for help, a lot of you need to ask for some help, man. You either get professional help, get some help from someone like me that's been through those fires and has come out the other side and actually has more than just words to say, actually has resources, man. We're doing real shit here. Results kill excuses. App, 1% better everyday journal. It's not just talk here, man. It's not just for entertainment purposes. It's not just to get you all motivated and then say, hey, what now? What should I do now? There's lots to do on the app. There's literally over a month worth of daily work. Daily, every single day, investing your time, your energy, your focus, working on yourself, discovering parts about you, doing some reflection, doing some looking in the mirror, looking at your life. But are you going to do it? Are you going to do the work? Are you ready to do the work? Because if you don't want to do the work, then you're not going to do the work. Because when you start doing the work, you're going to hit something that's called resistance. And that resistance is going to try and let you off the hook. It's going to try and give you an escape route. It's going to give you a reason to not follow through. But I'm telling you, guaranteed investment, guaranteed return on your investment is by you working on yourself. I've already told you, you could go look in your own bank deposits. You can double check that your address is correct. I guarantee you all that time you've invested into your team, you haven't gotten one fucking penny back from them. Nothing. And even if you look back throughout your life, oh, they won 1 championship, 5 championships, great. What do you got from it? Look at your life right now. What do you have from it? When you start investing in yourself, though, you have everything. You start to tap into your unlimited potential. You become unstoppable. Does that make life easy? No. But you become stronger. You become more resilient. You become more self-confident. You become more courageous. You become a greater version of yourself that's able to process your emotions, end your self-sabotaging patterns and behaviors, and inspire others. But there's something greater that you do as well. When you start to heal yourself from the inside, real deep healing, the emotional shit, you start to shift and restore your ancestral line on this planet. I'm going to say that again. You restore your ancestral line. Because if you go back in time, your people stood for something greater than what the fuck you're standing for right now. And you know this. In your heart of hearts, you know that you have become a victim, you have sold out, you have been deceived, you have been lied to, you believe the lies, and you act as if your life don't fucking matter, and that is bullshit. It's time for you to realize that everything you do matters. Every single day, everything you do matters. And you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're either settling or you're sucking it up and you're getting up and you're moving on and you're healing. You're taking extreme ownership, or you're full of excuses. You're full of talking points that other people need you to say, that other people need you to talk about, that other people need you to be offended about. And oh my God, oh, the politics this, and it's like, dude, are you fucking kidding? The price of this, the price of that, the this, the that, the. It's not about what something costs, it's about what are you worth. If you're complaining about what things cost, it's because you lack self-worth. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And by proving me wrong, I hope you prove yourself right. That this work is worth it. The efforts are worth it. I know me getting on here, it's worth it. I know me showing up each and every day with intention. Doesn't mean that my days are full of butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. I got to put in work. I got to really utilize the things that I'm sharing with you guys. The morning routine, the journaling, the breath work, the sun gazing, the positive affirmations, the processing my emotions by self-soothing. All of these things need to get put into practice every single day when something doesn't go as planned or something is just off. I got to pick myself up. I got to dust myself off. I got to keep moving. It's more than just talk here. This is real life application. I know a lot of people when I was caught up in the religious scene, it was just like a check in the box. It was convenient. You could be whoever you wanted to be 6 out of the 7 days. The 7 days, you just show up, boom, 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 do, and then you're good. And then the rest of the week, you're this other version. And it's like, dude, like that model is dead. We need people like you. When I say we, this planet, this entire civilization, all of us together, not just humans, all living things, need people to throw off all the false image of self and to truly embody your true self. And you're there when you show up as the same person everywhere you go. Plus, you don't get triggered or judge other people for how they show up. Because I'm not here to change anybody. I am absolutely here to try and inspire change, but I can't change you. I can't heal you. All I can do is speak this message. And I say this message, I don't even call it my message. I have an agreement with God, right? And in that agreement, I allow myself to be an open vessel. Because if it was me wanting to do what I want to do, there would be other things I would be doing right now. But I lay down my life. I surrender to serve something greater than myself. And I'm here to serve you. If you're ready, reach out. Download the app. Purchase the 1% Better Everyday Journal. Get yourself a shirt. Purchase some merch. Support the brand. Yes, that's supporting me. Thank you. But it's investing in you. And that investment will always give you a return. There's a real famous billionaire guy that has a motivational speech online that I listen to on a regular basis because he talks about this all the time. He says the greatest investment that you can make, it's not in crypto, it's not in real estate, it's not in gold, it's not in stocks. The greatest investment that you can make is in yourself, is in proving who you are. Think about that. The reason why that is the greatest investment, the reason why that is the greatest investment that you can make, it is because you don't know who you are. Oh, wait, yeah, you do. Wait, time out. You have the government ID. You do know, right? You know who you are. You got the government ID. That's not who you are. When I say you don't know who you are, if you were to go all in on you, become the truest version of yourself, the most authentic version of yourself, the best version of yourself, who does that person become? What impact does that person have on this planet? Not the person that's playing small, not the person that's settling, not the person that would rather cheer for other people than work on themselves. The person that is all in on themselves, the best version of themselves, filled with love, filled with joy, filled with peace, filled with light. Who does that person show up as? Holy shit, man, you can't even fathom it. You don't even know the impact you could make on this planet, but yet you're playing small because you're still carrying around all the pain, all the baggage. And a lot of you need to realize you're not even carrying around the shit from this life. You're carrying around things from past lives. And I believe it is your duty to set your soul free, not just from this life, but past lives. That is our purpose. That is our number one purpose. And if you're ready to embark on that, stay locked in here. Start putting in the work. Reach out if you need help. I love you guys so much. Thank you to everyone that's listened to the show. It's felt really good to be in the studio again, doing a live stream. I'll probably even do one this week. I think we got the full moon coming up. I always love full moons. So be on the lookout for a special episode of the Results Kill Excuses show. I thank everybody that's been tuning in. Share the message. Invest in yourself. Get yourself a 1% Better Everyday Journal. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day of life. Connect with nature. Connect with yourself. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. At the very least, go look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. I love you so much. Give yourself a high five. Give yourself a hug. I'll see you on the next one. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.